Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to another OWTV interview. My name is Apostle, and joining me today, we have the General Manager for T1, Swingchip. Swingchip, thanks so much for joining.
Thank you for having me.
So, you're coming off a bit of a tough loss there. What's the kind of general vibe right now? How are you and the rest of the team feeling?
I don't think anyone can be happy after that loss, and that's part of why, I stepped up to interview because I don't think any of them are, in the mood right now. But I'm still proud of how far they came at the same time. We had most definitely an underdog team, and we have, I think, managed to surprise the audience a couple of times throughout the year. And now all that's left for us is to look forward to next year and see where we can improve and see how we can become even stronger.
Now, T1, especially when compared to like the big dogs of Falcons and Crazy Raccoons, you guys are known for kind of being the younger team, right? How does that kind of affect the players when they go into these matches? Do they kind of feel that pressure of looking up to these big veteran names?
I think a couple of them definitely kind of have their moments where they're playing against the hero that they've been looking up to before they entered the pro scene. But at the same time, we kind of have this attitude of we have nothing to lose. They have a lot to kind of prove for themselves in order to maintain their status as the strong pros known in the scene. But for us, it's what have we got to lose? Let's just throw everything we've got and the kitchen sink at them, and if it sticks, it sticks.
Now, one thing that I assume must be nice about playing under a name like T1 is known for having one of the biggest fan bases in esports, very passionate. Is that something that kind of helps rally you guys when you're on stage?
Actually, on that note, we were really amazed and touched when we heard people cheering for T1 in the crowd, because Stockholm's such a far place from home, and yet we had fans that came and cheered for us and were rooting for us, and that meant the world to us, definitely, especially in Stockholm. Sometimes it does lead to a lot of pressure, especially when fans are disappointed, but I think that's just the price we have to pay as, being members of T1, and all that's left for us is to kind of return the favor for all they've done for us this year.
Now, I want to ask about the match a little bit, because I think it'd be remiss to not ask about what happened that we saw in Kings Row, that brutal C9. What was the kind of reaction to that there?
I think, so everyone was kind of split in a way where the only person that could, if I'm recalling correctly, could have the opportunity to touch was our hit scan, but he was on Ashe, and to throw your Ashe into the middle of that also doesn't make any sense. So it was probably a loss either way. Of course, C9 sting, but I think that's on everybody, not just, a certain person or.
Was the team able to kind of bounce back for that for map 3? Because we saw them get pretty close to kind of making a comeback there.
So yeah, I mean, prior to what I previously mentioned, if we lose, we have to brush it off. We have to go into the next game, and I think one thing that they definitely did do for sure this match was to kind of just forget about it. Of course it sucks, but you forget about it, think about what you're going to do for the very next map that's coming up. And while we did still end up losing, I definitely do think they kind of bounced back from it mentally, and we're just focused on what to do next, how to adapt to Crazy Raccoons as best as they could.
Overall, would you say that you're happy with how you guys performed here?
You can't ask a Korean team that, because we're not going to be happy unless we win. But I think for me personally, I'm really proud of the boys. The boys personally, they won't be happy unless they get a trophy. But I think we definitely tried our best to punch up, and we had a good showing. And we just have to think about what we're going to do next, same as we have this whole year.
Are there any specific goals or expectations that the fans can look forward to?
It's hard to say right now, especially when we're fresh off the end of the season, and I haven't even talked to them one-on-one yet to see what they want to do, but I'll try and make sure that we have a better showing next year.
Awesome. Well, Swingchip, thank you so much for joining us and taking the time to talk.
Thank you very much.
This has been Overwatch TV with another interview. My name is Apostle. This has been Swingchip joining me. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you back very soon for the next one.